UK seniors, stop paying more than you have to. In 2026, thousands of older people across the UK could be legally entitled to discounts, exemptions, or reduced costs on several everyday bills, but many are still paying the full amount simply because they don't know what's changed or what they qualify for. If you're over state pension age, or you have a parent, grandparent, friend, or neighbor who is, this information could help protect money that's already leaving their bank account every single month. But here's the surprising part. Some of these savings don't happen automatically. In many cases, you have to know what to ask for, who to contact, or which eligibility rules apply. That means countless seniors are unknowingly missing out on benefits they may already have the right to claim. In this video, we're revealing 5 important bills that many UK seniors may no longer have to pay in full in 2026, who qualifies for these exemptions or reductions, and the simple steps that could help you keep more of your pension instead of giving it away unnecessarily. Make sure you stay until the very end, because the 5th bill is one that surprises almost everyone, and it could make a bigger difference than you expect. If you find this information helpful, please give this video a like, and let's make sure more UK seniors learn about these potential savings before they miss out. Before we get into the 5 bills, it's important to understand one thing that catches many people off guard every single year. When people hear the words legally exempt, they often assume the government automatically stops charging them. Unfortunately, that's not always how it works. In many cases, the exemption exists, but it only applies if you meet certain conditions or if the correct information has been provided to the right organization. That's exactly why so many pensioners continue paying charges they may not need to pay. They simply don't realize they could qualify for a reduction or complete exemption. If you've never reviewed your household bills since reaching state pension age, today's information could be more valuable than you expect. Let's begin with one of the biggest household expenses that affects millions of people across the UK every single month: council tax. Many pensioners believe everyone must pay the full amount regardless of age, but that's not necessarily true. While there isn't a blanket exemption simply because someone is over state pension age, there are several circumstances where older adults may qualify for significant reductions or, in some cases, pay nothing at all. Factors such as living alone, receiving certain benefits, having a severe mental impairment certification, or qualifying through local council tax reduction schemes can dramatically change what someone owes. Yet countless seniors continue paying full price because they never asked their local council whether they qualified for help. This is where many people make an expensive mistake. They receive the annual council tax bill, assume it's correct, and continue making payments month after month without checking whether their circumstances have changed. Retirement often means a different income, different benefits, or changes within the household, all of which could affect eligibility. Even moving home or becoming the only adult living at an address can alter the amount payable. That's why reviewing your council tax status every year is one of the smartest financial habits a pensioner can develop. Now let's talk about another bill that surprises many older viewers whenever they first hear about it: the TV license. This is an area surrounded by confusion because many people still believe every pensioner automatically receives a free TV license. Years ago, that was a common assumption, but the rules have changed. Today, eligibility depends on specific circumstances rather than age alone. Some households with a resident aged 75 or over who receives pension credit may qualify for a free TV license, while others may still be required to pay the standard fee. The important lesson isn't simply whether the license is free or not. It's understanding that eligibility should always be checked instead of relying on outdated information passed around by neighbors or shared on social media. Unfortunately, thousands of older households never apply because they assume they won't qualify, while others continue paying because nobody has explained the current rules clearly. That uncertainty can cost money year after year. Spending just a little time checking your entitlement could prevent unnecessary expenses and make your pension stretch further over the course of a year. Another area where many pensioners unknowingly overpay involves prescription costs. Healthcare expenses can quickly add up, especially for anyone managing ongoing medical conditions. The good news is that many older adults in England become entitled to free NHS prescriptions once they reach the qualifying age. Different arrangements exist across the UK, depending on where someone lives, which is why understanding the rules for your nation is essential. Yet despite these entitlements, some people continue paying because they are unsure whether they qualify or because they haven't updated their exemption status correctly. Imagine paying for medication every month when you didn't actually need to. It may not seem like much at first, but over the course of a year, those payments can become a noticeable expense. That's why checking your entitlement whenever your circumstances change is so important. The same principle applies to other NHS-related costs that may offer support depending on income, age, or benefit entitlement. Many pensioners focus only on their state pension payment while overlooking savings available through other parts of the system. Here's something else worth remembering. Eligibility rules can change over time. What didn't apply to you last year may apply this year, especially if your income, living arrangements, or benefits have changed. That's why reviewing your financial situation regularly isn't just sensible, it's often the difference between paying more than necessary and keeping money in your own pocket. The reality is that no one enjoys spending hours reading official guidance or filling out forms, which is exactly why so many people postpone checking until it's too late. They assume they'll deal with it next month, after the next bill arrives, or sometime before the end of the year. But month after month passes, payments continue leaving their account, and the opportunity to reduce those costs is never explored. And believe it or not, the next two bills we're about to discuss could surprise even more people because one of them affects something nearly every household uses every single day, while the other has left many retirees shocked after discovering they may have been paying far more than necessary. The details behind these potential savings are often overlooked, and that's exactly where we'll continue next. Now let's continue with two more bills that deserve your attention because they are among the most misunderstood costs facing older households in 2026. The first is water charges. Many pensioners assume that every household pays exactly the same, but that's simply not true. While there is no nationwide age-based exemption from water bills, some water companies offer social tariffs, payment assistance, or support schemes for customers on lower incomes or receiving certain benefits. If your income has changed since retirement, or you're now receiving pension credit or another qualifying benefit, it's worth checking whether your water supplier has a scheme that could reduce your monthly costs. Thousands of eligible customers never apply because they believe nothing is available, when in reality the support often depends on making an application and providing the necessary information. Think about how many years you've been paying household bills without ever questioning whether the amount could change. Most people develop a routine. The bill arrives, the payment leaves the account, and life goes on. But retirement changes financial circumstances, and many support programs are designed specifically for people whose income has reduced. That's why reviewing every regular payment, not just pensions and bank statements, can make a noticeable difference over an entire year. Even modest savings each month can add up to hundreds of pounds that stay in your pocket instead of leaving it. Now we come to the fifth bill, and this is the one that often surprises people the most. Energy costs remain one of the biggest concerns for older households, especially during colder months. There is no automatic legal exemption from paying gas or electricity bills simply because someone has reached state pension age. However, many seniors may qualify for government support, supplier assistance, or other programs that reduce the overall cost of keeping their homes warm. Depending on eligibility, this could include seasonal payments, discounts, or special tariffs, designed to help vulnerable customers manage rising energy costs. The important point is this: support is frequently linked to eligibility rather than age alone. Some people assume they won't qualify and never ask. Others qualified years ago, but haven't checked whether new schemes or updated rules could provide additional help. That's why staying informed matters so much. The financial landscape changes regularly, and programs available today may not have existed just a few years ago. Perhaps the biggest lesson from everything we've discussed isn't about one specific bill. It's about avoiding assumptions. Too many pensioners either believe every discount happens automatically or assume they won't qualify for anything at all. Both assumptions can become expensive mistakes. Taking the time to review your circumstances, checking official guidance, and contacting the relevant organization when you're unsure can often reveal support that would otherwise go unnoticed. It's also worth having conversations with family members, friends, or neighbors who may not be aware of these possibilities. Many older adults don't spend time online searching for updates, and they rely on information that's years out of date. A simple conversation could encourage someone to check their entitlement and potentially reduce unnecessary household expenses. Sometimes the most valuable financial advice isn't about earning more money, it's about making sure you're not paying more than you need to. As we finish, remember that the phrase legally exempt can mean different things depending on the bill. Some exemptions apply only under specific legal conditions, while others involve discounts, reductions, or support schemes based on age, income, household circumstances, or benefit entitlement. That's why it's so important not to rely on headlines alone. Always verify your own eligibility through the relevant authority before assuming a bill no longer applies. If today's video encouraged you to take another look at your household expenses, then it has already served its purpose. Even if just one of these checks helps you reduce a payment or discover support you didn't realize was available, that effort could make a meaningful difference over the coming months. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found this information useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important updates affecting UK seniors, pensions, benefits, and household costs. And before you leave, tell us in the comments, which of these 5 bills surprised you the most, and have you ever discovered a discount or exemption you didn't know you were entitled to? Your experience could help another viewer save money too. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.